No! God, please, no! No! No!
Now I know everybody's tired of dealing with this, and this, and especially this.
Why you bullying me?
So with Kombat League Season 2 coming out and all the Scorpion players coming out with it, I decided that it's actually a perfect time to release a video on how to fight Scorpion. What's going on, guys? This is Marine, and yep, by the title of the video, we're going to go over Scorpion, and I'm actually going to break this down into 3 different parts. So his base moves without, being variation specific, and then we're going to go into both of his tournament variations, Searing Rage first, and then Reborn. Alright, so the first thing we're going to go over are his strings, and we're going to start this off with probably his best button and one of the best mids in the game, and that's going to be his forward 3. It's going to be this, it's -2, so that means he could go from here, he could go here, he could grab you out of it. He has a ton of options off of it, or he could just, complete the string forward 3, 4. So to beat that out, really, you kind of have to make a read almost, unless you have really good reactions and it's offline. It's really hard to do online. But if you see this and you think that he's gonna, stagger it, then you could always just down poke him out of it. Or if if you read he's gonna go for the full string, you have the choice of either to block it, or you could actually flawless block it and go for a full punish on that, because there is a gap, and I'll show that off here. Now, I picked Jade for some reason because I did the intro with Jade, but her up 2 actually can't punish that, so I did the up 3. But the principle still applies, okay? You could flawless block that gap. Again, it's a staggerable mid, so he could do a down 1 off of it, and again, he could throw. And, his throw game, that's one of his best parts of Scorpion, is going to be his throw game, mixed in with his teleport cancels and all that stuff. But we'll get into that, and, maybe down the line, I'll show off some different things to kind of counteract throws and the high options that he has off of them. Alright, so the next thing coming off of Scorpion's great mid that we could go over is 1-1-2. This is a great string because it actually baits people into thinking that there's a throw coming, so it hits high, then both of the follow-ups are mids. It goes high, mid, mid. A lot of the times you could stagger it, and people are trying to wait for the second part, but it is -6, and it does catch people that are trying to tech, because you tech with either with square or with circle or triangle, however you prefer to do it. All right, but yeah, that's gonna be his bait string, and it's also his main punish string. But again, it starts off with the high, so you can technically poke under it, but that's gonna be on a read because the second part does come out pretty fast. But the best thing to do to counteract this is just to block unless you see the animation of the throw. It does look kind of similar. There's the jab and there's his throw, right? But that's the strength of this character. And that's like more at higher level, because at lower level you get all the jumping around teleport nonsense that will go over, don't worry. So next buttons we're gonna go over is back 1. It's his another mid that he has that's really great because it has really good range, and it's a combo starter, and it's hit confirmable. So back 1, the follow-up is 4. That's a low. So you just block low whenever you see this sword come out, and the low, if he stops it there for whatever reason, that's -17, so you're free to punish it however you want to. The ending to that is with 3. That's -5, so that's safe, but it is your turn. After he does that full string, he can't commit to anything else. So it's your turn to press buttons. You could throw him, you could go for a block string, all that other good stuff. Because after he does this, that's pretty much it. In Reborn, he could cancel out for this to different teleports, but again, we'll go over Reborn later. All right, then the last string we're going to go over is going to be forward 3, 2. That's this right here. He could complete it into forward 3 or forward 4, 2, 3, and again, that'll end his turn. He isn't allowed to press buttons after that. But the big thing is, once you see forward 4 come out, you could flawless block the second overhead. So it is an overhead, and if you block it, you do have to stand up to block it, but you could flawless block that and get a full combo punish with the up 2. I forgot to mention that forward 4 is a low, so you have to block low and then overhead in order to block it. And if he does let the full string rock, it is -8. So if you have a 7-frame jab, you could just frame punish it, or if you don't, you could just poke out of it, and you get your turn after you punish him with the poke. One last string that I forgot to mention is 2-1. Again, it starts in a high, but the thing is that the mid part of it, that second part, if you do block it, that is actually +2. So you'll get a poke after that, whatever he wants, really. Oh, well, not whatever he wants, but you know, he's Scorpion. They're gonna be mashing some buttons afterwards, right? But yes, that is +2. So you know, be wary of pokes and stuff like that in that situation. Alright, so now it's time to go over Scorpion's special moves. Now, in his base variation, he only has, well, I think he just only has 2, right? The spear and the teleport. That's pretty much it. Off of, you know, Reborn, he gets cancel and stuff like that. But we're going to talk about just the base moves right here. So spear, that's going to be a high, and it is duckable, and it's like -1,000,000 and something if you block it. Now, from full screen, I don't think anybody in the game could punish it, but anytime he's like mid-screen or something like that, and he starts throwing out spears, there are certain characters like Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, characters that, you know, launch themselves across the screen that'll punish him. Also gears to sand traps, stuff like that, right? Like for example, you know, I think Jade could do it with her little Johnny Cage kick. Now, Scorpion's spear is good against people that need to get in. Against characters like Jade with a slow projectile, or like, you know, Scarlet and stuff like that, the spear won't really work that well. But a thing to note is that, you know, I can't really trade with this with the spear. If I get hit with the projectile, then it trades like that, right? So you still get the hit, I still get the hit, really, but it doesn't really do that much damage. So you'll win the damage kind of battle if you're trying to trade and with Scorpion. But of course, he has the lovely little teleport, which we're about to go over. All right, so Scorpion, his teleport, right? He could do it anywhere on the screen. He could be jumping it. He could just be standing right next to you. He could do it whenever he wants to, right? And on whiff, he could still meter burn it. And on block, he could still meter burn it. And a lot of people are complaining about Scorpion, you know, like, oh, he shouldn't be able to do it on block, blah, 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 blah. Well, luckily, you're watching this video, and I can show you, you know, how to OS both options. Because he can't, you know, delay the meter burn version so that, you know, it's a true mix-up. You just have to wait a little bit, and then you'll be able to punish both options. So I should have some visuals right now, side by side, looking at Scorpion, you know, meter burning his teleport versus waiting a little bit and then punishing the non-meter burn version. As you can see, if you pause just a little bit, he's negative enough on the non-meter burn version where it'll cover both options. Either you punish him for not meter burning, or the meter burn will come out. You'll still be holding block, and then you just punish afterwards. Alright, so now we're going into variations, and the first one we're going to go over is Searing Rage, the more basic of the two, and the less tricky to fight, honestly. So he mainly revolves around the spear buff, which is this right here. Off of this, he gets damage buffs to every single one of his spear-based moves. So whether that be his throws, you can see it did more than the regular 14%. Anything with his normals that uses the spear, and then he also gets this new special move right here. Which is down forward 4, and that's a really good chip ender and stuff like that. But first, let's go over the new normals that he gets. So the first one that we'll go over is 2-1, 2+4, is this right here. Again, that's off of his plus string. A lot of them won't go for it on block unless they're like mashing or something. Typically, you'll want the plus frames instead of doing the full string, because you'll be -3. So you won't see it that often. You will see it at the end of combos though, because it does give some nice. It does give some nice damage, is what I was attempting to say. Right, so the other string he gains is forward 3-2. So it goes from being the forward 3-4, which has an interruptible gap, to, you know, being a true block string that is an overhead into a low, but it is very unsafe. You could punish it pretty much anywhere on the screen if he decides to throw it out. Some people will throw it out from further back to try to get some frame advantage, but certain characters like Jade could punish it wherever they are. Again, if they're in your face and do it, if you see forward 3 come out, just block standing, and, you know, that way you can't really do a low off of that unless he decides to go forward 4, but you should see that he staggered the string by then. Right, in Searing Rage, he also gets this nice little Spinaroonie move. Again, it's punishable. He could meter burn it to make it last longer, but you could tell when he meter burns it. If he doesn't meter burn it, he'll just kind of stop there, and again, you could just punish him. And that's pretty much it for Searing Rage. He doesn't have anything special on his teleport. You could just apply the same things that we did earlier on the teleport with this. But yeah, the only thing he adds is the buff and a couple new strings. He's mostly a whiff punishing kind of guy. He doesn't have really crazy mix-ups, so We're on to the next one, which is the one that everybody hates and everybody that has Wi-Fi and 180 ping uses. Reborn. Alright, now this is the variation that everybody loves because he's got this nifty little teleport that he could just, jump around and do whatever he wants with it. He could cancel it. He could go, oh shit. He could go further back. I just messed up that input like 18,000 times, buddy. He could go right next to you, and again, he could just go full strain whenever he wants to. So that's pretty much the only thing that he has. He also has the air throw, but that really doesn't get on anybody's nerves, right? It's this thing, okay? So how to deal with it? It's hard to, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. You have to make a read on when you see him teleport. So when you see him teleport, you could either poke. If he cancels it, right? If he lets it rip, then that's his read, and he puts himself in a very unsafe predicament to do that. But he gets a full combo. But if he cancels it, a lot of the times they'll either try to throw you, or they'll just try to poke, right? So if they do go for cancels a lot, then you could start either poking them out of it because they're not technically plus or anything after it. So you can poke them out of it, and you could do your string or whatever on a big read, stuff like that. You have to check him so he has to do other options, or else he's just gonna keep on yeeting all over you. Like that's just what they do. And if you don't stop, hey, you know what? Sometimes if you stop them, they will just keep on doing it because Scorpion players do not have a care in the world, right? But other than that, man, I'm just gonna show off a couple examples of what you can do against it. All right, so yeah, big dick reads only. Right, and another option that Scorpion has is, again, the far teleport. So he could, do something like this. I keep on messing up inputs because I'm the best player in the world, goddammit. So he could do this, and then a lot of times I'll go for spear afterwards, stuff like that. Again, I have Liu Kang on here because if he does that far teleport and he does anything but sit there and block, then he's actually gonna get checked. So if he tries to jump back again, he tries to do anything besides sit there and block, then he's gonna get smacked in the face with some flying kick Liu Kang. Alright, so that pretty much wraps it up for the video today. I mean, hopefully you guys learned something about his flawless blockable stuff, how to deal especially with that teleport. If he meter burns it or not, doesn't matter. Punish that shit. Don't let people, get away with this nonsense, this maniac Scorpion play, okay? Other than that, if you do fight a really good reborn Scorpion, then it's all about making good reads and notice their tendencies and stuff like that. Other than that, I've been Marine. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment, like, blah, 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 all that stuff. All right, catch you guys in the next one.